just let me know.
Got you.
All right. Can you tell me the story behind your name? They call me PYT.
That's a favorite. Okay, so basically, if you know PYT, I want to love you. So if you
Yeah,
know
that's what I was
Premium,
thinking about.
so if you know that song, then you'll know that's what my name means.
Hmm.
How I got the name is basically, I still am a big Michael Jackson fan, and
Oh, I love it. I love it.
yes, and when I first moved to Los Angeles, sometimes people used to kind of tease me a little bit because I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. So one day my homeboy was like, "We're gonna call you PYT," and I'm like, "All right, cool." And they call me basically was put in front for me to trademark, and then also because it was just a way for me to stand alone from the PYT. And I knew everybody when they searched PYT, everything was going to be Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson. So I put they called me in front to help me, stand apart from that.
Gotcha. You know what? That's smart. That is smart because I was thinking, like, why don't you just call yourself PYT? But okay, that makes sense. So you're a
Yeah.
Michael Jackson fan.
Yes. Huge.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Like a lot of people like Michael Jackson. I like him too, but it's crazy how like so many people got into music because of him.
Yes. And still do.
Hmm. Yeah, Michael Jackson, I say Michael Jackson may be the biggest artist of all time ever.
Yeah. Most definitely. Rest in peace.
Hmm. So is he the one that got you into music? Like, how did you get into music? Like, what was your first song?
I can't remember the name of the song, but how it happened was, as I remember I was like 11 years old when I first like wrote my first song, but it wasn't a song for me.
Mhm.
Um, the girls that I was in school with, they wanted to have like a little girl group or whatever. It was like Destiny's Child, Spice Girls,
Mhm.
so they wanted to have like a girl group. So I just would like write those songs for them to sing and stuff like when we were at school.
Mhm.
But as far as myself getting into music, I first started like writing stories and poetry.
Oh,
I didn't really like talk that much growing up. Like, I mean, I would talk, but I was very shy. So I would just write stories and write poetry, keep a journal. Like, that's how I would communicate. And like I said, it kind of turned into writing song lyrics because the girls in school wanted to have like a little group. But then for me, it became personal to me. I want to say like when Lil Bow Wow came out, that's when it became like personal to me as far as the writing is concerned because I just thought it was dope seeing a kid rapper. So that's how that came about me writing and getting into music.
yeah. So where are you from?
I'm from Carson, California. Carson,
Hell yeah.
California is
Gotcha.
what, 15 minutes from Compton, 20 minutes from Los Angeles. So, yeah.
So you mentioned Michael Jackson and you mentioned Bow Wow. Are those the two that you grew up listening to?
To be honest, Bow Wow, like I said, like growing up, we weren't allowed to listen to music that had profanity. So Bow Wow was like, that was a pass. He's a rapper, but he's a kid rapper. So, Bow Wow definitely. Michael Jackson. With that, like my mom tells me stories of how like she's surprised that I'm such a Michael Jackson fan because she used to play like Tracy Chapman and that those type of songs to make me go to sleep, to make me stop crying. And one day it was just I don't know what happened. I don't know if I heard a Michael Jackson song. I don't know what happened. All I know is from that moment on, it was like, okay, I'm Team Michael. Um, but then as well, I would say Bow Wow is what made me look at hip hop, what made me want it to be a rapper. But Michael Jackson, and then I would say Tupac Shakur. That's what really made me kind of determine the type of artist I wanted to be, as far as my lyrical ability, as far as my writing ability, being able to vividly write, and actually use my voice to have something to say.
I'm glad you mentioned Bow Wow. Cause like Bow Wow when we was younger, he was like the biggest, like everybody wanted to dress like him, talk like him. So I'm
Yep.
glad I'm glad he's getting like, like some mentions, cause like people like, oh, he fell off, but like he was the guy back then. Him and Nelly. So I'm glad he's getting some recognition.
Most Def. Shout out to Bow Wow. You already know.
All right, so your latest track, I'm not sure if it's your latest track, but the song that I did a music review for, which is called GUAP. Now that's a
Yes.
good song. Now what inspired that song?
That song was first written and recorded in 2021. So that song has had a lot of revisions, if
Mm,
you will say. The beat, the production has always been the same. The hook, the chorus has always been the same, the chitty chitty bang bang. But as far as the lyrics, as far as the verses, those have been revised quite a few times. And that final version is the one that basically everybody liked. That's the one that was like, okay, that has commercial ability. It's a clean song. It's a song that's catchy. Kids can, listen to it. They start saying chitty chitty bang bang, it's over.
mhm.
So yeah, that song came from 2021 and it finally came to life 2024.
Yeah, honestly, that's the first song I heard from you. And your voice, I love your voice. Your voice is amazing. Like when I first clicked play, I was afraid that I'm probably not gonna like this. But when I heard your voice, it was so smooth. It's like you sound like a professional, like like how to rap, like how your voice is supposed to sound, like
Yes.
everything about it. So yeah, that song was amazing. And have you ever like did like a live performance for it?
Actually, no. But I will. But no, not yet. It's just, on streaming platforms, got a visual dropping, lyric video. So right now it's just all over the internet right now. I haven't physically performed it.
Gotcha. Well, tell me about the first time you performed. Was it like in high school or something? Like,
All
I used
right.
yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Because you say you was a shy person, so I'm trying to like figure it out. Like, how'd you go about it?
okay, so it wasn't my doing. My mom, what happened was my mom, I would spend a lot of time in my room,
Mm-hmm.
writing.
Mm-hmm.
And from what she says, she found like one of my journals or something. And like, even to this day, my mom has a storage, and in her storage, she has like clothes bins full of my lyrics, full of my lyrics, full of my stories. And I'm not talking about one. I'm talking about it's few of them.
Jesus.
So she found one of my journals and she was reading it and she like, you write, like, you do music. And I was 13. We were in Carson. We were driving. I think we were going back to my grandmother's house. She saw this sign. It was for like this, it was some talent thing. So
Mm-hmm.
we go in there and it just so happened that that night they were supposed to be doing I guess like a evening under the stars or something at the Carson Mall, the South Bay Carson Mall.
Mm-hmm.
So she signed me up and she's like, you're going to perform. She never heard me like rap before. I never performed before. So it was like, okay, she took me, got my outfit, she did my hair. And I remember asking her, she's like, what you gonna perform? So I remember asking her to take me to the swap meet because back then that's when they used to sell like the instrumental tapes and CDs
Mm-hmm.
of the songs that's on the radio. So I got me one of those instrumental CDs, went to my grandmother's house, and the song that stuck out to me was Blowing in the Wind by Trick Daddy, featuring CeeLo and Big Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Trick love the kids. Ooh. So I'm in the back and I'm listening to the beat over and over and over, and I'm just writing. I'm not writing a song, like it's not structured. I'm just writing lyrics. So I did that, kept going over it. This is all the same day. She told my family, we get to the mall. They got the video recorders, camcorders out. And I get up there and as soon as the music come on, I hit it. I
Wait,
remembered every lyric. I never performed before. I'm, working the stage, and from that moment on, and from the response of the crowd, it was just like, okay, you supposed to be doing music, and I've been performing ever since.
Wait, so you wasn't nervous? Like, how did you feel?
I was nervous. I was nervous. I remember I wore a white puffer vest. I had on some blue denim jeans, some white shoes, and I'm pacing, and it was just like, okay, it's time for you to go on. And I wasn't PYT or anything back then. It was just my name, Maya. My name is Maya. My mom named me Maya after Maya Angelou, Simone after Nina Simone. So it was just Maya Simone. I get up there and I just did my thing. I was nervous. It was when I got up there, I did my thing. I was able to execute. And then when I got off stage, it was like I was right back into my shell. Like, okay,
Okay, that's good, because like I never performed, but I did speak on stage, and when I was on stage, like even though I practiced like the night before, just going over my lines, I still went on stage and I forgot everything I wrote. I forgot what I was going to say. So I was just like a robot on stage. So you telling me that wasn't you?
No. And it's been times where when I was a teenager where I may forget the lyrics. There has been a couple times where I've forgotten the lyrics, but the crowd doesn't know that.
Yeah.
And because I rehearsed so much, nobody told me to rehearse. Nobody made me rehearse. This is just me. I will rehearse so much to where if I was on stage and the lyric didn't come to me, I would just start freestyling. Nobody knew.
Shit.
Yeah, nobody knew, other than like my family, the people that actually heard the song, nobody knew that I forgot the lyrics. I just, boom, just start freestyling something and go right into the hook.
Jesus, that's smart.
Yeah.
You went right with the flow.
Yes, sir.
So how many performances did you have? Like if you can think of like a number, an estimate.
I've performed hundreds and hundreds of times. I've been performing since 13. So there was a time where I was performing 3-4 times out of the week. I couldn't give you a number. I have like a ledger where I have like my early performances. But I performed probably over 1,000 times. Like, no lie. I've been performing actively since I was 13. I want to say I started slowing down with the performances probably 2022, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I performed over 1,000 times. Unfortunately, I can't give you like a specific number. Mm-hmm. I may try to go through all my notes and stuff over the years and try to count how many performances now.
All right, so comparing your first performance to your latest, did that sense of shyness go away?
Most definitely.
Do you still get a little nervous?
The last performance I did a performance for my friend. She has a clothing store in the mall. Uh-huh. And I told her before I performed, I'm like, I'm a little nervous. And it's been a long time since I've been nervous. But I executed, as always. But from my first performance up until that performance, I would say that I'm more controlled. I used to hop off stages, wear sports bras. I would take my shirt off because I love when Michael Jackson used to like rip his shirt. I love when the rappers would take their shirts off. So I would wear sports bras so I could take my shirt off. Mm-hmm. But from those performances up until now, I would say I've matured. I'm more controlled. Still in your face, I'm still going to give you a great performance.
Right.
But I'm just not hopping off of speakers and stages anymore. Just a little bit more controlled.
All right. Now, talking about your live performance, like, what is your worst live performance? What's your worst? Like maybe you fell on stage, maybe you completely forgot about the lyrics and your freestyle wasn't there. Like, what's your worst? Maybe there was a technical issue. What's your worst?
My worst performance that I feel may have been my worst performance. I guess I'll be honest. performances where I may have been under the influence. I pride myself on being sober before performances, being sober, recording. I have to have a clear mind. And it did come a time where I was hanging out with certain groups of people, and they didn't respect, I guess, what my policies were, and I allowed it. And there were a couple times where I probably got on stage under the influence, and the crowd is like, oh, okay, you know, you still did your thing. But I could tell that, okay, I may have been cursing, you know, a little too much, or I may have stumbled, you know, and I know it. So I would say the ones where I'm not sober, where I wasn't clear-headed, those are the ones where I feel like I didn't do such a good job.
Gotcha. And now what about your best? Like maybe after you perform, like did people run up to you and ask you for your Spotify or YouTube, Instagram? Like what's your best performance?
I have a few, but I would say one of my best was the day that my brother passed away. When I found out he passed away, I didn't want to perform that night. It was already booked. I didn't know he was going to pass away that day, and I was going to pull out. But knowing him, I had to do it. And my homeboys, who are like brothers to me now, they pushed me to do it. And I'm glad that they did, because when I got on stage, I didn't cry. I wanted to before I started, but I didn't cry. I let every emotion, I guess, that I was feeling come out on that stage. And from the response that I got when I got off stage, people just was like, I said rest in peace to my brother and everything when I got on stage, and I dedicated the performance to him. But when I got off stage, people were just like, you know, you have like this glow, like this is what you're supposed to be doing, you know, regardless of the situation that you're in. Most people would have locked themselves in a house, cried, you know, but you gave it all on stage. Like, so I guess that would be the one that I would say was like my best performance, because yeah, I let it all out. I ain't cried, but I let it all out. I did.
That's good. That's good. Now, speaking on emotion, whenever you're like feeling sad, lonely, depressed, do that help you with your music? Like feeling emotional, does that help?
When I'm upset, or I feel like I've been wronged, because I'm not confrontational. If I have to call you out, I'll call you out. But for the most part, if I feel like you don't matter to me, I'm gonna put it in a song. I'm not about to go to you like, oh yeah, I didn't like when you did yada yada. No, you push me to the point where now I'm gonna put it in a song, and you're gonna know it's about you. I'm not gonna say your name, but thank God, you know, for my writing ability, because you're gonna definitely know I'm talking about you. But emotion helps when I'm upset, when I may not feel, I would say like the people that I listen to, the music I listen to, that's what helps me, I guess, be able to put my emotion into my music. A song by Janet Jackson called Special. Mm-hmm. Ever since I was a little girl and heard that song, I wanted to write a song like that. You know, I wanted to write a song where I was a voice for the voiceless, or the people who probably didn't feel so important. Right. So depending on, you know, how I feel, yes, I do use those emotions to put that into music, because I know other people feel like that too. You know, it may not be the same exact story, but the feeling is there.
Right. Yeah. The feeling. Yeah. I feel like, you know, that's one advantage for being an artist. You know, it's like if you're having a good day or a bad day, you can always put in the music, you know, and just in a sense profit from it. So it's not like a wasted feeling, you know. You got a weapon, you know.
Yes. And what you just said, you have a weapon. You have a weapon. And unfortunately, we've seen a lot of people use that weapon for bad.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You listen to the music. It's not even just the music of today. Like you listen to the music. I've stumbled upon hip hop from the 90s to where it's like, y'all, it's really artists back then that was talking about beheading people and,
Yeah,
just,
oh Jesus, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yup.
so it's like, it is a weapon and you do have to learn and hopefully mature, but learn how to use it wisely and learn how important and detrimental it is. Because when you're using it for bad, look at the stuff that's going on in the world. And when
Right,
you're using it for good, look at the people that are out there, feeding the homeless, people
right,
that are trying to stop wars and stuff like
right.
that. It's because of the artists that they listen to. Like, so you have a weapon. Be mindful of how you use it.
Yeah, I remember I posted a video about a guy named Leo Cohen, who is a music executive, but not just him, but multiple music executive. People have mentioned that, their goal is to like use us to go against us. Like use the
Hmm.
music to attack us.
Hmm. And they do. And
Mhm.
a lot of these artists know it. Like, that's why it's like you do have to hold them accountable
Uh-huh.
because they know it.
Hmm.
It's not like they get into the industry and it's like, oh, I just thought I was making music. I didn't think
Uh-huh.
that. No, you knew exactly what you were
Right,
doing. You knew the agenda. You knew what the propaganda was.
right.
So if you notice, like, just be mindful. Don't do it now in your 20s,
Uh,
early 30s, and then you hit your 40s and 50s. Like, I don't understand, what's going on in the industry. You
yeah,
heard what's going
yeah,
on in the industry.
exactly, exactly.
Like, so,
So now, can you tell us about your process when it comes to making music? Like, do you start with the beat? Do you start with the lyrics, or do you wait till you're inspired or in the mood?
um, it's been like a process for me because, like I said, I'm an MJ fan. So I used to walk around with a tape recorder, because I learned that he did. And I'll walk around with a tape recorder, I would beatbox, I would come up with different songs and stuff like that so I could remember it. Um, at first, I feel like I was getting in the way of the music because or probably intimidated as well, trying to make the best or trying to make a song sound the best. It has to be like this, or I'm
Uh-huh.
still learning. I'm 11 years old when I first started writing, so I'm still learning the structure, of a song. And I think at first it was just like I was just writing a lot, but I wasn't writing, I would say, songs. It was just me writing feelings or writing bars, just catchy metaphors and lyrics and stuff as far as hip hop is concerned. But gradually, I started just like, I'll put the music on and just sit there and just let it play before I just, oh, shama da 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 da. Just sit there and let it play and let it tell me what to say. Because that really is true. Um, it really is true. Like, if you just put on the music and you just sit there, close your eyes, whatever it is that you need to do, play it over and over. But if you just kind of sit there and let the music get into you, like you actually feeling the snaps or the claps or the hi-hats, you feeling the 808, like it's in your soul. Like, let the music talk to you. And if you feel the music, the words are gonna come. But if you're not feeling the music, you just writing just to write. That's how I feel. Or you may be putting a good song on bad production,
Oh yeah, right.
So I just feel like just let it talk to you. And then there are times where lyrics may come to me. That happens all the time. I think people probably have thought I was crazy because that happens a lot of times. I'll hear lyrics and it's like, I'll stop right there, pull my phone out, go straight to the sound recorder, da 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 da. It could be 2 lines, 3 lines, it could be 1 line. But if it pops up in my head, I do have to get it out, and
Uh-huh.
that helps with the writing. Like, I'll hear it, maybe I'll write a song, I'll hear a beat, sit for a minute, then I'll write a song. But I've just learned how to get out of my own way and don't force it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now tell me, what is 24? Is that a song? Is that an album? What is that? I see it a lot.
So 24 was like a little EP that I did, 3-song EP. And yeah, we all got the same 24.
Oh, 24 hours?
Yeah, we all got the same 24 hours. That's where that comes from. We all got the same 24 hours. What I do in my 24 hours, I kind of, talked about it. It starts off with the On Granny song. So I'm talking about, how I'm hustling, how I'm grinding, I'm here. I get it out the mud, that's my 24 hours. The second song, Amber. That song was written because I was watching the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. And what stuck out to me was
You paid attention to that?
yeah, I write a lot based off what I see. And what stuck out to me was her poo-pooing in the bed on his pillow.
like why would she do that?
So if you listen to the Amber song, that's why I said SHITN where they lay Amber Heard. So
okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So that's my 24 hours. You feel me? I'm on them. You feel me? Like I don't care where they at. I don't care what you heard. I'm defecating everywhere. Like you feel me? This my territory. And then to finish the song 24, that's just we got the same 24. All you do is complain 24. Mm-hmm. I do the most get dough 24. All my ladies get bands 24. Just this is what we do with our 24 hours. Instead of you complaining, you feel me? Oh, the world is ending. Oh, woe is me. Get to it. You got 24 hours in a day. So.
Right. Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
So, I remember going on your YouTube channel and your SoundCloud, and you dropped so much music. Jesus. So, like, don't you ever experience like a burnout? Like, oh, geez, I need a break from music. I can't write no more. I can't perform. You ever experienced that?
I would say in the recent years, because I've been going continuously since my mama threw me on stage at 13. It has been continuous. Oh, so right now, I just got a message from my sister. Sorry, but I got her clothing brand on, Vibes Apparel, and she just posted. I had to wait to announce it, but she just posted her partnership with Busta Rhymes. Oh, shout out to Busta Rhymes.
Nice.
He's at Rolling Loud in Miami. He was recording. They saw her. I don't know. I forgot how the story go. I just know that they saw her clothing brand, his stylist in Los Angeles. They went downtown where she sells her clothes. They wanted it. They wanted everything. And she just posted, I just seen the message that she's got her collab with Busta Rhymes. So jeez. I had to say that. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Wait, so she was just randomly selling clothes, and then Busta Rhymes just randomly pull up to her and just say, hey, I would like to make a deal with you.
So basically, it was a Busta Rhymes show. Somebody was at the show, had on her clothes. She has a line, Vibes Apparel, and one of the lines within the line is called If Not Me, Then Who? It's been going crazy the last 2 years. And he saw what the guy had on, and he basically asked, where'd you get it from? So she's downtown selling. Somebody comes downtown and says, somebody's looking for you. Can I give them your number? She says, okay. She gives out her number, come to find out it's Busta Rhymes stylist. So she's showing me like what he's requesting. She went to the store, bought what he needed, went back home to where she creates. She did everything. She paints her clothes by hand. She dyes her leather by hand. She did everything by hand, got it to him. And I see that she just posted it. So
Jesus, congratulations.
Yeah.
So you got a family full of hustlers, huh?
Yeah, my cousin, shout out to my cousin, his name is Benjamin Earl Turner. He's a hip-hop artist within himself. He's one of the creators of the show, what was it called, Blind Spotting? It was a hit show on Showtime, HBO. I think it's called Blind Spotting. I can't remember. I may be saying it wrong. And then he also finished out Snowfall. He was on the last season of Snowfall. So jeez. Yeah, I got some people in my family that's doing some things.
Jesus, all right, good.
So I'm sorry, but I had
no, I respect it. But yeah, going back to the question, yeah, you have so much music. Do you get burned out?
I will say, like I was about to say, the last couple years, I want to say from like 2020 until the beginning of this year, I did kind of experience a burnout. Not so much because I was doing it so much, but people that I was working with, adding people to the mix that may not necessarily need to be in the mix.
Right.
It started to become not so much about the music, but it became, what I look like. You got to be sexy. Oh, well, such and such look like this. You got to gain weight. You ever consider, and it's just like, I guess what people were asking me was not aligning with my goals, my dreams, or my passion, why I actually started.
Right.
So I felt like I was doing it to please other people, or doing it because that's what the industry wanted and not what I wanted. So up until the beginning of this year, I low-key did consider like, I'm gonna just quit. I'll just write the music for TV and I'm just gonna fade to black. But then at the same time, it's like, I guess if this is what you're supposed to do, because this is not the first time that I thought about, well, maybe, I'm not good enough. Every single time that I feel like that, it's like God just say, okay, here goes something else that's bigger than what I already did for you. Like, stop looking at what people want you to do and pay attention to what you're actually doing.
Right.
So now I feel like I've kind of rejuvenated my spirit, kind of getting myself back on track.
So. All right. So yeah, going back to what you were saying about pleasing other people, like the audience. So how do you go about approaching your music? Do you write your music for yourself to express yourself, or do you write your music for the audience?
Both. I would say both. I did a LP called My Mic Sounds Nice, and I told stories on that project. I told stories of friends betraying friends, people, killing their friends, Judas type,
Oh, shit. Yeah,
like on that project, I told stories, and that's the only project I ever really did that on. So
wait, what was the project?
It was called My Mic Sounds Nice LP.
Gotcha.
So
the audience versus yourself, like
yeah. So I write like I said, on that project, I wrote stories more pertaining to my audience based off of things that I saw, things that I read, things that other people were experiencing around me, relationships. Like, there's another project that I did, and the project is called Quarantine Babe. I did that project 2020 when everybody was in quarantine.
That was smart.
That project was literally based off of Facebook posts that I saw, and things that were trending on the news, like how people were doing the broom trick, where they were standing the broom up by themselves. There was a post that somebody posted, this girl, she was saying how her and her boyfriend having sex 6 times a day, because they're in the house all day long. So with my writing, sometimes it just depends on how it comes to me. If it comes to me like that, as far as me just telling a story or writing what I see, then I guess it more pertains to the audience. And then when I'm writing for myself, it pertains to the audience as well, but it's kind of like me having to get something out of me. I'm thankful that they relate to it too, but if it's me writing for me, it's something that I have to get out.
Right, gotcha. Now, speaking about your sound, like, what's your style when it comes to sound? Because when I heard the song GUAP, it gave me like a Don Toliver vibe with it. So, like, what's your style? Like, what do you think your style is like mimicking? If I can say that. Like, who's your biggest
I don't know. I don't know, because some people say Left Eye, some people say Eve, some people say the Brad, the more aggressive, MC Light. Most people compare me to those people. But as far as like my sound, because I'm on the West Coast, everybody wants you to get on the West Coast beats, with the synthesizer and like the George Clinton type, production sample. But I've always liked down south type production.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know if it's because my family's from the South, They didn't play that type of music, but
Right.
as far as like hip hop, they didn't play that type of music. But when I kind of, I want to say, got onto it, it was just like I liked the way that they did the chopped and screwed. I like the 808s. I like the bass on top of the 808. I don't know. I like the how they would chop their voices up on for the chorus or for the whole song. You know, it'd be some type of saying, but it's chopped and screwed throughout the whole beat. So I guess my sound would be a blend of West Coast, down south, even pop. You know, because the song GUAP, it has a pop appeal. You know, it has a commercial appeal. I'm sorry, it has a pop appeal. It has a commercial feel, something that can go across both genres versus just only being hip hop. So my sound, I don't know. My sound is just, it's universal. I'm able to do it all. If you put it in front of me, I can do it. You just have to let me get in my zone. But I don't put myself in a box.
Gotcha, that's good. Now, the next question I want to talk about is social media. Now, you've built a presence on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. How important do you think social media is for you as an artist or on your journey?
It's very important. What I do love is I kind of was able to get in front, like as soon as like MySpace dropped. Soon as MySpace dropped, okay, they call me PYT. Facebook dropped, they call me PYT. Anything that I saw that was coming out, I didn't know how big it was gonna be. Nobody did, you know, but every time I saw a social media platform come out, I would hurry up, get my domain, and everything was they call me PYT because branding, you know, when people look me up, I want them to look up, they call me PYT, and everything pops up on my name. So for me, it was just every time something comes out, make sure you hurry up and get your domain and your handle. And I think for me, I kind of got that from watching a Left Eye interview because she was talking about how she bought like TLC, Lil Kim, different people that she knew, artists, she bought their domains. So just in case they ever wanted to come out with a website, you know, they already have the name. And I just thought that was so dope. So I kind of took that and said, okay, everything that comes out, it has to be they call me PYT.
Wait, she said, Left Eye say that she bought Lil Kim domain?
Yeah, so
oh,
Lil Kim did an interview and she was saying how this is when the internet is coming out, you know, and websites and all of that stuff is like starting to become a thing. Right. And Left Eye found out how, I'm not sure, but as far as the whole tech industry, whatever you want to call it, that world, she found out, okay, websites are about to become a big thing. Even if they don't start their website now, if I buy their domain, then she gave it to them, like on some Michael Jackson type, here, Lil Richard, here's your catalog. Like, you know, so I just thought that was very cool. She didn't keep it for her to own. She only bought them so her friends can have it and own what's theirs. And I just thought that was really dope.
Okay, all right. Now going back to social media, like which social media app do you think is the most important for your career so far? Is it TikTok, YouTube, Instagram?
For me, I would say Instagram has been the biggest thing for me. TikTok, I'm getting up there, but Instagram has really helped me, I feel like, build my presence on social media. You got pictures, you got videos, visuals, you go live. It's just so much tapped into one. So I would say IG.
Gotcha. And making your music while at the same time staying consistent on social media. Does that ever tire you out? Like, do you ever think to yourself, man, I need a break from social media?
That's how I felt this year. It wasn't like tiring me out. It was just my creativity was stifled. It was stifled. And then it was like insecurities that were getting to me. Like I said, you know, it started to become not so much about the music, but it starts to become about the way you look. And you get on social media and it's like everybody's half dressed, big breasts, big
Right.
butt, you know, everybody's so sexual. So it's like, where do I fit in? You know, where's my place? So yeah, I just, you know, just sat back and kind of got my mind right.
Right.
I know where I want to go now. You know, I've always known where I wanted to go as far as musically, but as far as now doing music, you kind of have to be an influencer, you know, so I kind of know where I want to go with it now. I'm more confident with it now.
Gotcha. Now, what do you think is the biggest challenge you face as an independent musician, as an independent artist?
The biggest challenge, I will say, being an independent artist is, when you adding people to your mix, I'ma just say when you adding people to your mix, because when you're an independent artist, or if I speak on myself, I had my own home studio. I was my own producer, writer, engineer. I would make my own CDs, make my own CD covers. I marketed myself. I promoted myself. I ran everything. So I guess for me, I would say when you adding people into your mix, no, just because somebody comes to you and says, hey, you know, I'm a artist manager, I'm a music manager. Okay, where are your accolades?
Right.
You know, what have you done? Like Janet, what have you done lately? You feel me? I don't want to see what you did in 1976, because the music industry in 1976, you could walk into a record label in 1976. We're not doing that in 2024. You feel me? Right. So just know where you want to go as an independent artist, and just be careful of the people that you add into your mix, because everybody that you add into your mix, they in your mix, and the mix is your recipe. You feel me? And if they messing up the recipe, the outcome, the final product is not gonna be good, you know? So I would say being an independent artist for me is, I messed up, I feel like, at times working with the wrong people.
You think there's some leeches?
Oh, most definitely. People sit back and watch all your hard work. They watch your grind. They watch your hustle, your blood, sweat, and tears. Just like a record label, you know, they watch you build. I'm sorry, the plane is going over.
It's all good. I can't hear it.
Okay. But they watch you build, and then they jump in, and it's like, oh, you know, this is what I can do. This is what I can do. And those are the people I feel like you need to be aware of. Be aware of and beware of. You feel me? Because these people are only coming because of all the hard work that you did. Don't let these people come. They ain't help you with anything. Don't let these people come and tell you what they're going to do, but you're the one that's been putting all the action. Let these people show you, you know, what they're capable of. Show you what they can do. Don't let them attach themselves to your mind.
Right. I see what you're saying. Now, going to more of a positive note, have you ever met one of your fans? Like someone that went up to you, man, I love your music, like maybe at a live performance or something?
Let me show you. I performed for this school for like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Jesus.
The school is in Lake Elsinore. I apologize, kids, because I do not remember the name of the school. The only reason why I stopped performing there was because of 2020. The pandemic, and then when everything came back, their program got like dismantled or whatever. But they presented this to me. It's like a name, the kids' names and thank yous and everything. Nice. So that was very cool. I have it in my room. That was the first time that I ever signed people's face. I was signing sneakers, backpacks, clothes. I brought posters, CD. Well, no. I brought posters and I brought stickers and stuff like that. And I was just signing stuff like crazy. So I would say that was like a good experience. And then like when I'm out, there are times where I'll be out with my family, my mom or something. Like we were at a grocery store one time, not too long ago. And we walking through the store and this girl is like, is that PYT? And my mom like, yes, it is. And the girl, she comes up, she's like, oh, I'm such a fan, you know, and she wants to take a picture. So my mom took the picture, and it's just like, sometimes stuff like that happen. And it's like, yeah, that's why I like doing it.
That's good. You know, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Now, as an independent artist that's been doing this for a while, what advice would you give to an upcoming artist trying to, you know, make music or trying to grow their presence, or, you know, maybe they're feeling some kind of self-doubt? What kind of advice would you give them?
You got to believe in yourself. Everybody say that, and I know you've heard that many times, and you're going to hear that many, 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 many more times. But you do. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, nobody else is going to believe in you or take you seriously. And nobody's going to believe in you the way that you believe in yourself. People may say how talented you are. They may say, oh, I knew that was going to be one of the greats. They can say that. But if you don't believe that and know that yourself, it's not going to matter. The belief in yourself is what's going to keep you going all those nights that you're crying, you know, all those rehearsals where your feet hurt, you know, all those recording sessions where you just want to go to sleep, you know, you don't want to sing anymore or rap anymore. But, you know, this is what you have to do because this is your job. You got to believe that you can accomplish all of these things no matter the adversity, no matter what you feel, no matter what other people think. You got to push yourself and really believe that that's what you're supposed to be doing. If you're not going to put 100%, probably even over 100% from yourself, if you're not going to believe in yourself and put all of yourself into your craft, into whatever it is that you're passionate about, it's not going to work. You're going to burn out easily, you know, just every twist and turn, up, down, no matter what. Just always believe that this is what you're supposed to be doing. Believe that you are who you are.
Right, like in a way, this is what God wanted you to do.
Because if it wasn't, you wouldn't wake up and that be your first thought. You wouldn't go to sleep and that be your last thought.
Jeez.
You wouldn't go throughout the day and all these ideas and all of this stuff is coming and you just want to turn it off, but you can't turn it off. You're not forcing it. It's coming from somewhere, you know? So this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. Well said. Now, is there any music projects coming out for you? Like any singles, any albums that you're working on that we can expect from the future?
What I can say is, you guys know, I do write and record songs for television. So what I can say is, and I'll say it here, I'll say it now, I haven't announced it to everyone, but I just did a 3-song deal with ESPN.
Yeah.
I've been praying for that one ever since 2023 when I saw how the ladies basketball just became this big phenomenon. And I was just like, I want that. I want to be a part of that. I don't necessarily know where the songs are going to go as far as ESPN, but I already have Major League Baseball. I'm like 2.5 years good with that. National Hockey League, I'm good with that. But as far as the NBA, WNBA, the NFL, I want that. The video games, I want that.
Oh,
so shit. I pray that out of this deal, all of those things come and all of those things happen. And just expect music for television. Just expect, you know, me to post my music, whatever film that it's in or whatever television show that it's in. All 2025, get ready. And I would say as far as myself, I'll be putting out singles. I'm not necessarily too sure about a project, but I will be putting out singles and visuals, content, photo shoots. You're gonna see me. I hope you get tired of me, but then you still stay tuned in, you know, because you just gotta see what I'm doing.
All right. Now, is there anything else you would like to share to your fans or the listeners before we wrap up?
All right, y'all. So they call me PYT. I've primarily done music my whole life, but I will be getting into podcasting. So stay tuned 2025 for that.
Look forward to it.
Thank you. I'll be watching people like yourself, so I just continue to educate myself on it. You're doing a great job. Um, I want to say for the fans, like I said, music on television, music on film, just get ready. And for those of you that been on this journey with me, and for those of you who are just now joining, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. Some of y'all tell me, stop saying thank you so much, but I'm very thankful because you do not understand how hard it is for a person to continuously get up in front of you guys, continuously do what we do as creatives. When we have so many people, even if it's one or two people, when we have people who are being negative or people who may not believe in us or may even see us as a failure, for you guys that continue to support, you make all the naysayers meaningless. You feel me?
Right.
So to all of you fans out there, I just want to say thank you. And I hope I'm making y'all proud.
Now, one last question. If they wanted to reach out to you or to follow you, where can they do that at?
They can do that at Facebook. They call me PYT. Instagram, they call me PYT. Twitter, they call me PYT too. YouTube, they call me PYT. Can't remember that? You can Google me. They call me PYT or www.theycallmepyt.com. Boom.
Jesus. All right. Made a whole song about it.
I used to do that at my shows. That's the ending.
Right. Thank you. They call me PYT. It's been a pleasure being with you.
All right. I'm thankful. And yeah, y'all just stay tuned in to what he has going on because he doing a really, really great job. I'm going to hit up artists that I know and send them your way as well because you're dope.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right, PYT.
All right. Bye.